Good morning. Whew, it is a chilly but beautiful morning out here. So, this is Spiguyver Backpacking. I'm Spiguyver, and we are out on the Ouachita Trail. We're going to do about 60 miles this weekend. We're taking 4 days, and just going to really enjoy it. So last night we drove in. It's Rainman down there and me knocking this out. So we drove in last night, got to the state line shelter, and set up camp for the night in the dark. You know, lots of trees around. You can see lots and lots of trees around, but it's sometimes a little bit difficult to find the right trees, the trees that you're looking for when it is dark out. So took us a little bit of time, but we got it figured out, got that taken care of. I actually hung in here in the shelter. So here's my setup in here for right now. Just kind of got my stuff laying in here. Sit pad, got my coffee, and just getting things packed up. Rayman's down there getting his stuff packed up, and we're gonna go drive to Talimena State Park where we'll get this thing started. All right, guys, it is time to hit the trail. We're here at the Ouachita Trail trailhead at Talimena State Park. Just parked over here. Got Rainman. We're ready to go, all packed up. It's about 34 degrees. It was down, what was it, about 24 when we met up last night?
It was 24 when we met up. My watch showed 18 as a low.
18 is a low, and tonight's supposed to get down, I believe, 14. So we've got warm stuff with us. Got 0-degree quilts. Got ghost whispers. Nice insulated puffy jackets. So we're ready to go. We're doing 60 miles. We've got 16.8 today that we're gonna hit to one of the shelters. We, on the way here, cached some water because we're not sure how much water we're actually gonna find on the trail. Different reports say different things, so we're gonna do this. All right, let's go. Hey guys, so we are about an hour into the trip on the trail. We're just past 3 miles at this point. Haven't had any great views yet, but I know that there's some that are gonna open up here in a little while. The trail has been awesome. It is so well maintained. You know, the first, mile and a half was all climbing up. But now that we're up here, it's been nice. I mean, there's a constant up and down. And if you take a look, it's rocky, but it's fun. It's nice. It's enjoyable. The walking's been really good, and sure beats sitting at the desk. So we're gonna keep going. I'll bring you guys back when we see something cool. All right, guys, we're, I don't know, 4 miles in. Just came down through. There's a nice stream right over here. You guys can see it right there. There's a stream that runs down through, and a pretty cool little campsite down here. It's got a fire pit and some chairs, you know, some rock chairs with backs on them right there. Just pretty cool. But as we're walking through, I saw something blue down there, and I thought it was just somebody left trash. Well, what did we find?
We found a burnt up jet boil.
So somebody had a jet boil, melted it, and just left it here. And so Rayman has picked it up. We're gonna pack it out. May or may not be trash, but either way, it doesn't belong out here. Just another thing. If you guys are out here, out enjoying the wilderness,
pick up your stuff.
Take the stuff with you. I mean, this is just stupid.
For this stuff.
All right, so we are just past Dead Man's Gap. We just passed that. 8.55 is what I've got. And this is the trail and the view right now. So the trail goes straight ahead right here. You can see the slope. We just came up this on the other side. Nice day. Hey guys, so we are just shy of 10 miles in right now. And we stopped at, what is this, Rock Shelter? Something Rock Shelter, 10 miles in, and just getting some lunch, just stopping to get some food, rehydrate a little bit, rest a little bit. We've got about 7 miles to go to the shelter we're staying at tonight, and it's been a great day. These shelters are really cool. We actually are staying at a shelter each night just because they've got them out here. We might as well stay. They've got picnic tables, bench areas, you know, just really nice shelters that they've got out here, so we'll take advantage of them.
Yeah, fall a little farther up coming down that log up there. That's pretty cool.
Very much so. Whew! We are a little over 15 and a half in, and the rocks have been brutal. I'm dragging a bit right now. I know we've got a little bit more uphill to go to get to where we're going, and it's been kicking my butt. It's been a hard first day out here on the trail. 17 miles was ambitious, having just come off of a cold and not been out hiking, so it's okay. We'll get there. Still enjoying it, still having fun. How about you?
Oh yeah, I'm doing great. Legs a little tired, but I feel good. I'll be back here poking you, keeping you going.
That's what I need. All right, well, trail is kicking up right here in front of us, so time for me to shut up and go. All right, so we are in the shelter. We've got our tarps and hammocks set up outside, and we're just kind of hanging out in here. Had some coffee in Kahlua. I believe Rainman had some coffee in Bailey's, or more Bailey's than coffee. And now we're starting dinner. I've got my dinner going right here. I don't know how well you can see it, but yeah, it's going right there. And then yeah, Rainman's over there. He's got his Soto Windmaster going. What are you cooking up tonight?
I'm doing outdoor pantry beef stew.
Beef stew. So tonight I've got the pasta beef bolognese, and looking forward to it. It's going to be a hearty meal, and after today I kind of need that. You guys, so I'm laying here and the wind is just whipping. It has been all night long. You know, it's about 10 o'clock. I've been laying in here since, I don't know, 7, a little before 7. But man, the wind is just blowing this tarp all over the place, which is blowing my hammock all over the place. And it's just been a windy night. Pretty crazy. Yeah. Good morning. Let me turn this off. So I'm out here. I've got my hammock set up right over here. I've got breakfast and coffee going in the shelter. I wanted to show you guys. I just took the tarp off of my hammock, and just the amount of frost. I mean, it is cold. It's probably, I don't know, teens. But just check this out. All down the side of my hammock, it's just the frost has built up. You can see it on my poles all the way down through, and even on my my underquilt. I mean, it's built up pretty thick. I mean, that's some pretty good frost that's on there. I mean, that's some of that's pretty thick. So I'm gonna have to knock it all off of here, so I don't have anything getting wet when it thaws out, if it thaws out. But I just wanted to show you guys that. So I slept really well last night. Hammock was super comfortable. These 0 degree quilts were perfect. I was warm, toasty even most of the night. Wasn't until, I don't know, 4 or 5 this morning that I felt the change, the shift in it being a little bit chilly. And then I just kind of pulled the top quilt up a little bit higher, and things were good. I've got a nice sunset going on back here. But I'm gonna go grab my coffee because it's about ready to go now. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. It's day 2 on the trail here on the Ouachita Trail. We are still in Oklahoma, headed towards Arkansas. Cold morning. Everything was covered in frost this morning. Had a bunch on my tarp and my hammock underquilt. Even in my top quilt had a bunch of ice on it. My top cover had ice on it. So brisk morning. Starting off the day with most of the layers on, and we'll peel them off as we start to warm up. Trail has been really nice. You know, started off probably the first 8 miles yesterday were really nice to walk on. A really nice path. Then after we passed Dead Man's Gap, the rocks really started. And I'd say pretty much since then, it's been rocks. We've gone through already a pretty rocky section this morning. Right now we're on a nice piece, but it probably won't last. We'll probably get back into some rocks, which isn't, hey, that's how it's gonna be. That's how it's gonna be. We'll just plug away. We've got a little over 17 miles today. Yesterday we ended up doing 17.4. Didn't talk a whole lot in camp. We were tired, it was cold, it was windy. I had to get my tarp rigged up because this is the first time using that tarp. So it took a little bit to get that thing rigged up and ready to go. Dinner, and I had the pasta beef bolognese. That stuff is awesome. It's almost too much food. You know, a lot of people complain about the portions on the Packet Gourmet stuff, but I would say that is one you don't have to worry about. It is a big meal. And it's one that says you have to boil it for like 9 minutes. I did the boil in the bag trick, brought it to a boil, threw it in my cozy, waited about 20 minutes, and it was absolutely fine. So know that you can do it that way as well. All right, guys, well, we're gonna continue down the trail, and we'll talk later. Really cool area here as we're climbing up Winding Stair Mountain. Just getting into all this rocky area. So the trail's just kind of skirting right below it right here. We're here pretty much on top of Winding Stair Mountain, and we've got a pretty good view. So let me turn you around and show you what we've got out here. So there's the view out there. The mountain's dead ahead of us right now. You know, this is where we kind of came across this kind of ridge there, then came down and then back up. So last place I said was the top of Winding Stair was not. That was about, I don't know, what, 3 miles ago, I guess? Yeah. Now we're actually at the top of Winding Stair, and we are at the Winding Stair shelter. And it's a little before noon, making pretty good time today, but it's time for some lunch. So we've got some fried rice here. Got the Soto Windmaster going.
Most people don't have a problem. Some people talk about when they set it down. Down, right. Yeah, you wouldn't want to put anything super important in there, or super, you know. I definitely see sticking my trash bag or my gloves and shit like that.
Coming down the trail, and someone has built a bench with a back, but for good reason, since this is the view. this area I'm in right now has really been awesome. The last, I don't know, 5 miles has been a lot of fun, really enjoyable. You can see up here behind me all these rocks, really cool. And then right over here, we've got a really nice stream just kind of coming down through, and it's got a lot of little cascades and spots where you can get water real easy. So if you're using something like a Sawyer Squeeze and you've got the Sawyer bottles or one of the Evernew bottles, you know, the plastic, it's real easy to fill through those top holes when you have little cascades like this. So just awesome part of this trail. We're getting down, we've been coming down for quite a while, so we're getting down to the point where we will be getting into the Kiamichi Valley. We were on the Holston Valley on the other side. This is Kiamichi Valley, and there is a Kiamichi River, which I'm pretty sure not too long ago I saw, and I think we will probably have to be crossing it pretty soon, so we'll be looking forward to that. Okay, I've now made my way down to the river. You can see it flowing down through here. Really nice pool right here, even kind of segregated from the rest of the river, and then it goes down that way. Now what's absolutely ridiculous is you've got this spot right down here that is a nice campsite area, and yeah, there is a tarp being held down by some rocks and stuff, and someone has brought out a grill. A grill. We're in the middle of the woods. Who does this? This is not the first one we've come across that there's just junk, tarps, ropes, all kinds of crap just laying around. Guys, leave no trace. Leave no trace. Leave it better than you found it. Alright guys, so we made it to camp, and I'm going to do a little bit of coffee. So I wanted to show you guys what I brought out here for my cook kit this weekend. So I've got my Tokes 550, little homemade cozy on there. Take that out of there. It's good for keeping your coffee warm. On top, I replaced the normal lid with the Rotilacura carbon fiber lid. I've got a small piece of foil just as a reflector base for my stove. Stove that I'm using on this one is the Trail Designs Kojin. Lighter, alcohol, and my homemade caldera cone. This thing goes together pretty easy. Pot fits in there perfect, and then that stove does a great job. So I'm gonna get this thing going. So coffee I'm using again is the G7. Got several of them in here, but so it's the G7, and then it's a little bit cold out here, so we're spicing it up a little bit. I've got this. There's a little bit of Bailey's as well, so I'm gonna get this going. We'll come back and talk later. All right, guys. So we are at camp. I had a good coffee with Kahlua, and man, it's nice. Nice after a long day, 18 miles, and to get to camp and be able to do that, that's just really nice. So I want to come over, show you guys my setup for tonight and the setup that I'm using on this trip. So here's what we've got. I've got the Chameleon with the custom top cover, the Spiguyver backpacking top cover, of course. Inside, hang time hook. I've got my quilt set, which is hammock gear inside and out. So 0 degree incubator on the outside, lots of loft, nice and warm. Inside, I have a 0 degree burrow, and both of them are black and Moroccan blue. I have my, somewhere in there, I have my Wilderness Logics my Wilderness Logic's down pillow with the fleece on the one side. That's my favorite pillow. Definitely my favorite pillow. On this side, it's not really all that visible right now because of the way I have the underquilt, but I have the side sling on this side, so I've got all my junk in there. And then this will actually go on this side of the side sling and just kind of sit there. I've got this humongous tarp hanging here. So this is a big old 12-foot Cedar Ridge Outdoors Silpoly 1.1 Moroccan blue and lime green, which goes with a lot of stuff I've got. Doored winter tarp, so that thing is huge. It's absolutely enormous, but it was great last night. And then you guys can see what I'm rocking for the suspension. So I've got the Myers Tech Hammock Lab setup. So it's all hardware-less. So we've got that set up there with the button hole, and then we've got Prussics to a toggle which goes through the loop at the end. Same suspension, follow it down, and we've got a Beckett hitch. Now I will, if it's gonna rain, I'll tie another knot right here, and that serves as a second water brake. So the Beckett hitch has been found to be one of the best for water brake, but I'll do a second one just to make sure, because I want to be safe anytime it's gonna rain. And then down below, my Christmas present from Walhalla Hammock and Outdoors, my little ground tarp that's down here. Really, really cool. Personalized and everything. So thanks, Jason, for that. So that's my setup. I've got it pulled back right now, but when I get in it for the night, I'll pull it over, close off the doors, and that's that. We'll walk over here, take a look at what Rainman's got going on. So Rainman's also rocking a chameleon on this one. What do you have for the top cover on this one?
That's the winter cover with the moonlight.
Symmetrical?
Pardon? Symmetrical, yeah,
Okay.
symmetrical. Had him do a custom two-color red.
Not too many people have got that, do they?
Red top stitch on the top cover, and you can zip the moonlights back and open them up or close them as much as you want to kind of adjust your ventilation.
Awesome.
Yeah, other than that, standard chameleon. It's got a black side sling like yours on the other side. Cedar Ridge 20-degree underquilt, custom Prime 1 blackout. Red top stitch, and then I got a 0-degree Cedar Ridge red Prime 1
with the
lime green stitch on it.
Yeah.
And then I got a, let's see, other my pillows, a little homemade fleece on one side, argon on the other, Climashield inside, Climashield Apex insulation inside, just a little homemade, ugly, but it works and it's comfy. And I like
Sweet.
Hammock Gear Palace, 11-foot Cuban Palace tarp, Namaclaw continuous suspension.
So these are cool. I've got a set on a Ridgeline. I just have not used it yet. There we go. So they lock on, and as this pulls, it actually locks it off, which is really cool.
You just kind of pull them back, and then you can move your tarp wherever you want, and then you just tighten it up, and they hold. I mean, we had 25, maybe gust to 30 last night.
Yeah, it was windy.
The tarp did not move. They hold great. I've really liked that system a lot.
Sweet. Good morning. So it is just about 8 o'clock, which is when we rolled out of camp yesterday, and we're not quite tore down yet. Rayman's over there finishing breakfast up. I had my Diner Deluxe scrambled eggs from Packet Gourmet and a cup of coffee. Just kind of slowly starting to get things organized and tore down so we can hit the trail. We've got a shorter day, a little over 12 miles, whereas we did 18 yesterday. But we've got 2 of the bigger climbs of this trip coming up today. So one is pretty much first thing this morning, and then the last one is going up into camp at the end of the day. So good way to end the day, big climb. But you know, that's about the time we've been fading the past couple days, is right around the 10 to 12 mile mark, going in and finishing the day. It starts to get to you, but we'll see how today goes. It's going to be warmer today. Should get up, I believe, into the 50s today. So that's kind of nice. It did not get into anything too cold last night. I think it probably got down to maybe the upper 20s, but much more comfortable out here this morning. You know, just moving around, not having to be completely bundled up, not having your fingers freeze when you're out of your gloves for a few minutes. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna finish packing up. We gotta hit the trail.
I got momentum. I'm just gonna keep going, bro.
Yep, dude. Whew. Worked up a sweat on that one. Just came up pretty good climb. I don't know, 1,200 feet. 1,200 feet of climbing right here over the last mile and a half, 2 miles, something like that. Took us a bit to do it. The bottom half was pretty steady and not too bad, but there was a flat spot in between the two sections, and then it kicked up pretty good. Got rockier, and pretty much kicked my butt. How about you?
Yeah, it definitely worked up a sweat, for sure. Good to get you going in the morning.
So now it's downhill for a while, and then down into the valley, back along the river. So I'm going to take a breather, get some water, and then head on our way. Hey guys, so I just spent about the last hour coming downhill. Some of it was pretty steep, pretty rough on the legs, rough on the knees. But now that I'm down here back in the valley, man, it's just beautiful. Let me show you what we've got here. So I'm right along the river here. You can see down into the water. Looks to be probably 3-4 feet deep right in here. And then you've got kind of the rapids. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful day out here today. Warming up, not needing gloves, not needing the jacket. Huh. So awesome.
That's awesome.
All right, time for some water crossings. That was the small one. That was the easy one. Yep. This one's a little bit tougher. I'm gonna go right up here. Roll my pants back up. All right, I'm gonna switch hands. So I got my poles in my downward hand. Slippery, pretty fast moving. Real slippery, actually. A little more than knee deep right here. Not bad though. Whew, that's cold. That is some cold water. Yikes. So it's another crossing. Gotten to the point where I'm not changing into my sandals anymore. We just keep going across. I'm gonna waste all day changing shoes, so you know, you just go with it. Just do it. It's been awesome coming down here and being along the river. And then you've got this. I mean, wow. That's just, it's why we come out here. It's awesome. Just getting away. Being able to soak in the outdoors. Let the stresses and the cares of everyday life just kind of float away. Come to this nice little creek right here. Wasn't expecting to find it, but what's awesome is it kind of goes down this little ravine and then just kind of tumbles away down hundreds of feet right down there. You can kind of see where it just kind of ends right there. It's because it just kind of goes down. Whew, that was a killer climb. Been climbing for about the last 3 miles since we were down at the river, back up to Talimena Drive, which is right here. And right over there is the state line, so I'm now officially in Arkansas. So we finished all of the Oklahoma Trail and now heading in to Arkansas. So shelter that we're heading to is just a couple tents down this way. So I've got some water cached right back here. I'm gonna grab it, head down to the shelter, take this pack off and relax. Well, we made it to the shelter and to day 3. It was supposed to be about 12.6 miles, but I registered about 14.1. Got some food going down here, some Packet Gourmet chicken salad, the curry mango chicken salad. And Rainman over here is doing some ramen rescue. So that's what we got going on right now. A little bit of food, and then we'll figure out where we're gonna hang the hammocks. This spot doesn't have the greatest trees for hanging, but it's got a decent view. Sunset. Good morning. Man, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful sunrise. Still got the moon up there. But this. It is day 4 on the trail, and it's our last day on the trail. It's been a great trip. We've got about 11 miles left today. We're gonna go past the Queen Wilhelmina Lodge, which originally we were talking about stopping and grabbing some breakfast, but then we realized neither one of us had any money on us. I didn't bring my cards this time, so yeah, mess up on our part, which means no breakfast there. So we'll just keep hiking out, get back to the vehicles, and go from there. But should be a relatively unchallenging day. It's mostly a rolling to downhill type terrain. Still probably going to be a little bit rocky. It's been pretty rocky every day, but that's not horrible. It's been a lot of fun. Most of the trail has been really well maintained and really well marked. It was this section down by the river and then climbing up to the state line. It was probably the worst maintained of any of it so far, but we made it, so it's not that bad. All right, I'm gonna keep going. Found a small family of snowmen here in the Queen Wilhelmina State Park. You got the small chubby one, little skinny one, and then I think that's mom and dad, maybe. Hey guys, I'm up here at the Queen Wilhelmina Lodge. It's the state park. About 1.5 miles into the state park, you come to the lodge, and it is up on top of everything right here. And I think it's called like the castle in the sky. The view is spectacular. Those peaks out there, it's just been great. Hey guys, so we're just finishing up the hike. Truck is right up there. We just went past it to come down here. Got a train coming, so I want to hurry up and get this done. It was a great weekend out here. It was great to get away, get some time out here in the woods, spend some time just relaxing, walking. Now, you know, during the winter, it gets dark at 5:30, so doing 17, 18-mile days is a full day effort. Brought a little bit more weight just to stay warm because it was going to get down into the teens, and was comfortable all weekend long. If you guys want to see any of the pictures from this hike, Rainman doesn't do YouTube, but he does do Instagram, and his handle there is at Rainman_hikes. So go check him out. All right, guys, I'm gonna go up before this train comes. The train's right up there, so it's gonna get loud here in a minute. Actually, that was a pretty short train, so I will come back and finish the stuff that I was going to talk to you guys about. So this trail has been pretty much amazing. If you guys are in the area and have been considering doing it, quit considering it and just get out here and do it. This is a longer trail. It is one of, I believe, 30 that are designated National Scenic Trails. So it's protected, and it's just really good. What I found interesting about it is you don't think Oklahoma and Arkansas and this kind of terrain and this kind of trail. This was very reminiscent of, to me, the Appalachian Trail. Some of the AT, I've got about 700-800 miles of the AT done, and I would say that around here in this region, this is by far the best training you could get for that. So if you've been on the fence about doing it, don't stand on that fence for very long. Come on out here and do this. We'll be piecing together more sections of this and probably knocking it all out at some point. So guys, I appreciate you coming along this weekend. If you guys have any questions, any comments, leave them down below and I will get to them. Thank you. I'll see you down the trail.